You've heard of the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, and of course the Vanderbilts, one of America's wealthiest and most powerful families. But did you know that one Vanderbilt in particular built an empire of beauty and culture that stands apart from the rest? Today we're uncovering the story of George Washington Vanderbilt II, the forgotten Vanderbilt who left behind a legacy unlike any other. Welcome back, history buffs. While the Vanderbilt name is often associated with railroads, industry and immense wealth, George Washington Vanderbilt II chose a different path. Unlike his famous grandfather, Cornelius Vanderbilt, George wasn't interested in amassing more wealth. He was driven by a passion for art, culture and architecture. But despite his remarkable contributions, George's story is often overshadowed by the larger-than-life figures in his family. Today, we're bringing his story back into the spotlight. Born into one of the richest families in America, George Washington Vanderbilt II was the youngest of 8 children. While his siblings were more inclined towards business and society life, George was a man of different interests. He was a bookish, introverted figure in a family known for their public displays of wealth and power. This difference posed a challenge for George. How could he carve out his own legacy in a family that already seemed to have it all? From a young age, George immersed himself in literature, art and science. He travelled extensively across Europe, amassing a collection of rare books, paintings and antiques that reflected his refined tastes. But his true passion lay in architecture, a passion that would eventually lead him to create one of the most extraordinary estates in American history. In 1888, George began his most ambitious project, the construction of the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. Inspired by the grand chateau of France's Loire Valley, George set out to create a home that would embody his love of art and nature. The Biltmore wasn't just a mansion, it was a self-sustaining estate, complete with its own village, farms and gardens, designed by the famous landscape architect Frederick Law Olmsted. The Biltmore Estate, with its 250 rooms, including 35 bedrooms, 43 bathrooms and 65 fireplaces, stands as a testament to George's vision and dedication. Unlike the ostentatious mansions of his peers, the Biltmore was a place of intellectual and cultural pursuit, a sanctuary where George could indulge in his love of learning, surrounded by his vast collections of books and art. It was also a place where he could share his passion with others, hosting guests from around the world and fostering a community of thinkers, artists and writers. He also looked to build his family with his young bride. On June 1, 1898, Vanderbilt married Edith Stuyvesant Dresser at the American Cathedral in Paris, France. George and Edith had one daughter together, Cornelia Stuyvesant Vanderbilt. Yet, despite his grand achievements, George Vanderbilt was not part of the New York high society like his brothers and their wives. His quiet, unassuming nature and preference for intellectual pursuits over business made him an outlier in the Vanderbilt dynasty. But it's precisely this difference that makes his legacy so unique. George wasn't just a collector or a builder, he was a visionary who saw the potential for beauty and culture in a world increasingly driven by industrial progress. After George's shocking death in 1914 from complications from an appendectomy, his widow struggled to support the massive estate that Biltmore had become and was forced to sell off a significant amount of the acreage to maintain. After her daughter Cornelia married in 1924, Edith turned over the affairs of the estate to the newlyweds. In an attempt to bolster the estate's finances during the Great Depression, Vanderbilt's daughter Cornelia and her husband, John Francis Amherst Cecil, opened Biltmore to the public in March 1930 at the request of the city of Asheville, which hoped to revitalize the area with tourism. George Washington Vanderbilt II may not be as well known as his grandfather Cornelius or his brother William, but his legacy is one of profound cultural significance. The Biltmore Estate stands as a lasting tribute to his vision, a place where art, nature and history converge. George's story reminds us that legacy isn't just about power or wealth, it's about the lasting impact we leave on the world.
Thank you, Nigel, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more captivating tales from history. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on this video and what we should cover next.